The series, Magnificent Century, covers 46 years of the history of the Ottoman Empire. That is how long Sultan Suleiman stood at her helm. We are shown the main historical events in, of course, events from the life of Sultan Suleiman himself, some of his concubines, relatives and civil servants. Of course, it is impossible to study the history of the Ottoman Empire from this series. It is not historical, although it was created based on history. In total, the series consists of 139 episodes. What awaits us at the end of the magnificent age? 1. The death of Sultan Suleiman. With Suleiman and the Magnificent, so nicknamed by the Europeans, a magnificent, brilliant period in the life of the Ottoman Empire also ended. Then the Ottoman Empire will gradually begin to fade, although it will last for more than 300 years. There will be strong rulers, but no one will last longer on the throne. Suleiman survived harem by 8 years. In the film, we are shown that after that the Sultan completely closed in on himself, his gout worsened, and he was no longer interested in his harem. 2. Ascension to the throne of Selim. Suleiman's only surviving son, Mustafa, was executed 13 years before. In the film, we were shown this, how harem and Rustam were framed, as it really was, it is still not clear. Bayezid died thanks to Selim and Nurbanu, who provoked him to such actions. Again, this is how they showed us in the film. In fact, everything was a little different. At the time of ascension to the throne, Selim was already 42 years old, his son Murad was 20 years old, and he already served as a Sanjaqbi. 3. Elimination of Bayezid, one of the most difficult scenes in the film. I won't retell it, you'll see for yourself if you haven't watched it yet. 4. We are again shown Sokolu Mehmed Pasha, Selim's faithful man, who has already become the chief vizier. He is married to one of Selim's daughters. Remember the triplets Selim and Nurbanu? At the end of the film, they are already married ladies, some even with a child. 5. Gulfem. She was with Suleiman almost to the end, but after what happened to Bayezid and his sons, she fell into depression, became disillusioned with Sultan Suleiman, realized that he was a real tyrant and ended her life in his chambers, before that trying to send the one she loved all her life to the next world. We say goodbye to the heroes. Mirima, who got rid of her husband Rustam 5 years earlier, leaves Topkapi, as she understands that now the time has come for Nurbanu, and that they cannot get along together in the palace. In fact, in real history, Mirima remained in the palace for another 8 years, until the very moment when her brother Sultan Selim died, and Suleiman's grandson Murad ascended the throne. Unfortunately, all these events are not shown to us. Not in the Magnificent Century, not in its continuation. But the continuation of the Magnificent Century was the events taking place under another powerful slave, Kosem. There, of the heroes more or less known to us, perhaps Safi, and then another actress plays her. The Magnificent Age and the Kosem Empire are separated by 37 years. From the time Gul Aga left the harem, Suimbil Aga became a faithful servant of harem and her daughter. In fact, at that time he already had no choice to serve anyone. Harem gave him freedom, but he could not live alone for a long time and returned to the harem to his mistress. And at the end of the film, Siambial is shown as the most faithful long liver of the harem, the keeper of its mysteries and secrets. The harem is completely empty. This is no accident. It will be occupied by the concubines of the new Sultan, Selim, and those who lived here under Sultan Suleiman will be married off or go to live out their lives in the old palace. What do you remember from the last episodes of The Magnificent Century?